Hi, I welcome you in this amazing session of file handling in Python. In this session, we will understand all the basics: reading, writing, append and data manipulation and function operations on text files, CSV files and binary files. We will also do some practice programs so that will enhance your Python programming skills of file handling topic. Okay, so make sure that you watch this tutorial completely, and I request you to subscribe our channel so that you get our latest videos regularly, and you can also comment any topic you want to understand. We will explain it for you. Make sure that you subscribe and also like this tutorial. Okay students, let's start with the basics. Okay, so what is a text file? First of all, we will understand all the operations of text file, then CSV files and then binary files. So a text file is a file that stores information in ASCII or Unicode format. So a good example of text file is a notepad file. Okay, any notepad file that you open is a text file, right? That has extension of txt. Suppose I am creating a text document file, okay, and I am giving it a name fh. Okay, so we will use this file for our operations, and I am writing a text here: I love Python program, I study Python, my name is Gaurav Garg. Okay, I have saved the data of this file. So we will read the data of text file, we will understand how to write the data in a text file and how to append the data in a text file. We will also understand all the functions that we can use to operate these data manipulation techniques. Okay, so first of all, when we are working on a text file, we need to open it and then we apply a desired function for the data operation that we want to apply, and then we close the file. So first of all, let's understand how we can read a text file. So there are three functions that we can use to read data of a text file. First function is read, second function is read line, and third function is read lines. So let's understand them one by one. Read function. Read function display all the data of the text file. Okay, we are reading the data, we are checking the data of the file. So read function display all the data of the file. You already know fh.txt file that we have created, right? We will use that file here. But for using the file, I must know its address. So how would I know its address? Click on the file, right click on the file, go to properties and copy the address from here. Make sure that you also know its extension and as well as the name of the file, that is fh.txt. Okay, and I have copied the address. Let's put it here. Okay, file name is fh.txt. Make sure that you put r here so that a file address get read by our open function. Okay, and x is a file handle here. Okay, file object that will get the link of the file. Okay, and in the link of the file we will apply read function. Read function will read all the data that is present in the link of the file. Okay, and d will get the data. We will print d and then we will close the file handle. Let's execute the program. As you can see, our data has been displayed that we have already written our text file, right? So now you know how to apply read function. What is x? X is the file object or file handle. Okay, now suppose I provide a number here, I provide an integer number here 10, then what will happen? In that case, only the first 10 characters of the file that I have provided will be read. Okay, so let me demonstrate you. Suppose I have written here 5. So only the first 5 characters will be read. Okay, space is also in character, right? So while operating on the files, make sure that you mention the file operation mode, and while reading the file you must put the R here. in the single or double quotes. Okay. So it is not mandatory while reading the file, but we must remember it, because if the question comes in the exam, then we must know what is this R. It is a file reading mode. So next function is read line. What is the use of read line? It displays the line of file. It means, suppose I have taken a file here and I have provided two read line functions, L1 and L2. So L1 will get line 1, L2 will get line 2. If I also take another readline function in L3, then L3 will get third line. Okay. So if a question comes in your exam, display first two lines, only first two lines, then what you can do? You can use readline function. So let's check its output. So as you can see, only the first two lines are being displayed. Okay. So you already know who was invented Python. Python was invented by Guido van Rossum, that we have understood in our first lecture of Python, that you can access from the links given in the description. There are many important topics lecture that are in the description. Make sure that you watch all of them. Okay. So if I provide an integer number in readline function, what will happen? It will read only the first 5 characters of that line. Okay. And so what will L2 get? Okay, L1 will get first 5 characters of the first line. Okay, so L2 will not get the second line. L2 will get the characters starting from 6th of the first line. Okay, in general case, L2 was getting the second line. Okay, or L3 will get the third line. But if I provide an integer number in a readline function, then the upcoming readline function will get the next character, okay, of the same line. So let me show you its output. So as you can see, first and second line are being displayed. If I take a integer number here, then L1 is getting first 4 characters and L2 is getting the remaining characters of the first line. Okay. Read lines. That is the third function that we can use to read data from a text file. So readline function will create a list that will have file lines as its items. You already know what is a list. You have understood our previous lecture. Okay. In that I have explained all the operations of string, list, tuples and dictionary. Make sure that you watch it. Okay. It will clear all your basics. So let's apply read lines. So let's show its output. So as you can see, 3 lines are put in a list. Okay, and this is the list of 3 items. Okay, I can show its length to you by applying the len function. Okay. So suppose how you can access the lines of text file individually, or how you can traverse. Okay, you already know what is traversing. Access each item individually. So how we can access each line individually? To apply any data manipulation technique, we will do its program in the upcoming part of this same lecture. Okay, just stay connected, you will understand everything. First of all, we need to understand how to do traversing. Okay, so for doing traversing, we need to apply read lines. So it will create a list of all the lines in D1, and in D1 we can do traversing. So I will get each line one by one. Okay, so this is a very easy concept. Okay, so what if I provide a integer in read lines? Okay, so it will create a list of all the lines that include first 40 characters. Let me show you an example. You already know there are 3 lines in our fh.txt file that we created early in our lecture. Okay, let me give you an integer, suppose 15. A line that has first 15 characters is selected. Okay, if I give 25, then still first line has more than 25 characters. Maybe we have not counted yet, so let's give 40 characters. So now second line is also selected. Okay, so now you understood how read lines work. If we provided an integer, okay, it will select all the lines that has these number of characters. Okay, and all the lines after this range will not be selected, right? Now, how we can write the data in our text file? We will use two functions, write and write lines. Okay, so make sure that we use write data by using W mode. Okay, so there is a difference between writing data and appending data. There is a difference. So what is the meaning of writing? Writing data means removing all the previous data from the file. Okay, and appending means adding new data after the previous data of the file. So first we will do write. Okay, so for writing or appending we will use write or write lines function. Okay, but for writing we will use W mode, for appending we will use A mode. Okay, so first of all let's understand how we can write the data, and then we will understand how we can append the data. So for writing the data, first we will understand write function. Okay, so that is very easy. You know what is written in our file. You know that now? You remember it, right? So let's put W mode here, and you will see that all the previous data that is present in our file, let me show you, that is present in our file. Okay, this data is present in the file, it will be removed. Okay, let me execute it. You can see the file name fh.txt. Okay, this program is executed. So now let's check. As you can see, orange is available and previous data has been removed because we have used write function by using W mode. Okay, and if I apply A mode, it means I am telling you how we can append the data by using write function. I have taken A here, and if I execute this program, and then if I want to check, as you can see there are two oranges. Okay, if I again write W here and here I put black. Okay, so then what will be available in our file? As you can see, only black, right? It's a very easy program. Okay, so now you know how we can write the data and append the data by using write function. Okay, now there is a question, how we can write the data into a file in the next line. Okay, how we can write the data in the next line? So we just have to use append mode, and we have to use this backslash and n. Okay, it is an escape sequence for placing enter. So let's do it. You know that in our fh file black is present in the first line. So if I want any text to be present in the second line or the next line, I have to provide this escape sequence backslash n. So the file has been executed. Let's check it. Okay, as you can see, the file is updated, but there is a space present. The space is present because I have taken space here, right? If I don't take space here and execute that file, then you can see no space is present, right? Now let's understand write lines function. So we use this function to write the data of list into text file. Suppose we have a list, we can simply put it in the write lines and execute it. List will be saved in our file. Let's execute it. We are appending the data. Okay, we are appending the data. Now you know what is the difference between writing and appending. So let's check what happens. So data has been appended, okay, after Indy black, right? Apple, orange, banana. Okay, it is a very easy program. Make sure that you like our lecture because our explanation is very easy, right? And we have made these study notes only for you, so you have to support us. Okay, so now we have learned how we can use reading and writing and appending data in our text files by using various functions, right? If I want to write the data of list into separate lines, so then we just need to enter \n before each character, like I have done here. Okay, so if I want to write the data and then I want to display the data, then what I can do? Let's do it. Write the data in W mode. Okay, and let's change its address here, because here as you can see we are opening the file, writing the data and closing the file, and again we are opening the file, reading the data and printing the file. As you can see, pineapple, orange, banana has been displayed in different line because I have used \n before each item of the list. Display the number of characters of a text file. How we can display the number of characters present in a text file? Simply we just need to apply len function, because we know the data that is being returned to us is in a string format, right? Is in a string format. So we just need to apply len function. It will count the total number of characters in the string. So these are total 23 characters, because we are writing this list using the writeLine function in our fh.txt file by using write mode. Okay, and then we just opened the file, applied read function, and then we counted the total number of characters. How we can display the number of words of a text file? It is very easy. Read the file, apply split function in the variable of the file that has the data of the file, apply split function in that variable and get the data in Z and print the total number of words. Okay, so what split function do? It will split the string, okay, into a list. Let's do it. As you can see, there are total 3 words, okay, because in our fh file 3 words are available. So what split do? It create a list of items, okay, as you can see the list of items, but the data present is not in the form of list, okay, it is present in different lines. But when we have applied a split function, it is showing us data in the form of list. So there is also an important program, display words that start with vowel characters. We will do CSV file operations, binary file operation, just stay connected. Okay, these programs are enhancing your programming skills. Okay, there are MCQs of this chapter of Python programming that are given in the description. You can practice Python programming with them. So how we can display words that start with vowel characters? Very easy. Listen, we know in our fh file there are total 3 words. We don't know which word start with vowel. Okay, let's check it. If there is any word, only one word that start with vowel. So how we did it? First of all, we created the list of words by using split function in the variable d. Variable d has all the data that is returned by using read function. In DWL, there is a list is present of all the words. We are doing traversing in that variable, and in each variable we are checking the character that is present at 0 index by using membership operator in. If the index 0 is present in this string, then we will print the word. Very easy program. Okay, only one word that start with vowel. So what is the use of split function? It splits the string into list of words. So now let's understand one more program. Count and display words that start with vowel in the given file. Okay, now you have to count total number of words and also display them that start with vowel. So it is very easy. We just need to provide a counter variable. Okay, what counter variable will do? It will increment 1 in the C each time this condition is found correct. So in that way we can count total number of words that start with vowel. Okay, now let's understand file handling by using CSV files. So what is a CSV file? A CSV file is a comma separated file. Okay, a CSV file can also be called a plain text file that contains a list of data. Okay, we will do it and I will also tell you how we can create the CSV file. We can open CSV file in Notepad or MS Excel. Let's understand how we can read the data in a CSV file or how we can write the data in a CSV file. For reading the data, we must have a CSV file present, okay, or we can create it. So first of all, let's create a CSV file. So in CSV file, first we will understand writing data in CSV and then we will read the data in the CSV. Okay, writing data means removing previous data by using W mode or adding new data by using A mode, right? So when we are using CSV file and we have given write mode W, okay, and if the CSV file is not present at the given address, it will be auto created. Let me give you an example. So if you want to create a CSV file, then you just need to open it in W mode. It will be auto created if it is not present. Okay, so this is the address and let's change the extension of the file. Now you know there is no CSV file present at this address. You know that, right? But it will be auto created. Let me give it a name. Let me give it a name file in PRT2 folder. Okay, let's check it. There is no CSV file present. Okay, the CSV file name will be file, or we can give it a name F1. Now let's execute this program. I have executed it. Now let's check. The CSV file has been created. We can double click on it. It will be opened in MS Excel, right? Or we can open it in Notepad. Okay, as you can see in the Notepad, data is presented by separating by using commas. Okay, so our CSV file has been created. So now you know how we can create a CSV file. Simply take a address, okay, and at that address put any file name .csv. So a CSV file with that file name will be created if the CSV file is not present of that name. Okay, so while working with CSV, you have to import CSV module. Here is the data. It is present in the form of list. This is the address with open L. It is the address. We have opened that file in the W mode as CF. We need to remember two functions while writing data in the CSV file: writer function and write row. Writer function will create a writer, okay, we will call it CW, or you can take any variable name. Apply the writer function by using module name. Module name is CSV, and in the writer function put the CF. Okay, that CF is the variable that we have taken for writing the data in the CSV file. So CW is the writer, and for writing the data apply the write row function, and in write row function put the list, that is data. Let's execute it. You already know the file has the data. As you can see, previous data has been removed because we are working in write mode. If we work as append mode, and let's make some changes here. We have worked as append. Now let's check the data. How we can write multiple rows in our CSV? Just import the CSV module, take the address. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, and what is this? Input. These we are taking data. Okay, we will take roll number, name, city and date 2 times, because what is the range of the loop? 2. I will get, I is the loop control variable, I will get 0 and 1. Okay, so these statements will be executed 2 times. Let me show you. Okay, now let's remove this data. Permission denied. It is in append mode. It may be opened, file may be opened, right? So roll number 1, name Gaurav, city New York, and date, what is the date? Okay, so this is the second roll number, name. Okay, city Agra, date. We can take any number of rows or columns. Okay, so we have executed the data. Now let's check it. So as you can see, data has been appended with the previous data because we have used this program in the append mode. Now let's work in the write mode. For that we just need to close the file, because if the CSV file is open, it will not be updated. Roll number 1, name G, city A, date. Okay, name H, city D, date. So now check the data. So as you can see, the data has been updated, previous data has been removed. Okay, just use the for loop, take number of columns that you want to take, prepare the list and create the writer and write row function. Okay, what is absolute path and relative path? What is a path? Path is a sequence of string, okay, which gives us access to file. You know this is a path, right? So there are 2 types of path, relative and absolute. If I am giving complete address, okay, from the topmost level of the drive, from the C drive or any drive, then it is the absolute addressing or absolute path. If I am just giving the file name, then it is relative path. So in what case I can give relative path? This is our Python ideally, press Ctrl plus O. If any file that is present in this folder, okay, that this is the default folder of our Python ideally. If any file is present here, I can take its name. Let's check it. So this is a file exp.exp1.csv. So for that I don't need to give absolute path. Okay, we can also combine opening and reading functions in a text file. As you can see, this is the open function and we have applied read, and in that line b1 will print the data. Okay, and same case for writing the data. So how will you print first 3 lines of file? I have already told you, apply readline function 3 times, or we can just simply use looping. So readline function will be executed 3 times. Suppose I give you a question, display 2nd to 4th line of the text file, not the first line. Okay, 2nd to 4th line. So just use looping. Okay, take the readline function, and if the I has number that has 2, 3 or 4, we are using membership operator here. Okay, and then in that case S1 will be printed. Okay, so how many times this loop will execute? This loop will be executed on the values of I equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this loop will be executed 5 times. But data will be printed if I has 2, 3 or 4. Okay, so we can simply display data 2nd to 4th. Closing file, I have already told you, we just have to close the file handle. Okay, Closing the file handle is important because it can boost our performance of the programming file, right? You can take the screenshot of these file modes. Okay, file pointer. What is the file pointer? File pointer tells us the current position in the file where the reading or writing will take place, like a bookmark. Okay, so you know how to use or how to work with CSV file or how to work with text file. You know that. So there are some programs that you can take a screenshot, okay, and you can practice them. So now let's start binary files. File handling with binary files. A binary file is a file that stores data in the byte format or binary format. So there are two words that you must remember: pickling and unpickling. Pickling means writing data. For writing data, we use dump function. Unpickling means reading data. Reading data means we use load function for reading data. You know what is the meaning of reading data. Okay. So if binary file is not present, we can just simply take a address and put WB mode and file. If the file is not exist, it will be auto created. So how will you write the data? Import pickle module, open function, put WB mode, file will be created with this name if it is not present. Remember the extension DAT. Apply dump function with the pickle module. Apple, this is the data, and F is the file handle. Okay, that has the link of the file. So data will be written in that. Close the file. How we can read the data? Simply apply load function, take the data in a variable and print the variable. Let's check it. As you can see, our binary file has this data. Okay. So we can also take multiple values and we can pickle in them. Here I am taking two names, two strings, and I am creating a list of it, and I am putting the data in our binary file. So I have executed this program, Gaurav USA. Okay, so this is the our file that has data that I have saved. So let's access the data. As you can see, by using traversing, I have accessed the data. Now you have understood easily what is traversing. Just simply put the variable that has the data, put the variable by using for loop and print loop counter variable. How we can append data in a binary file? So must remember, while appending data, you just have to use AB, and while appending data, take the file extension as .bin. Use the write function, put B here, and this data will be appended in our binary file. And how we can read the data after appending? Simply open our file by using bin extension, read the data and print it. Okay. So I hope you like this lecture. There are many practice videos that are given in the description, and you can also take personal classes with me. You can WhatsApp me, okay, on this number. And I request to all my students that please support us, subscribe to our channel, and do share it with your friends. Okay, let's meet in our next lecture that is given in the description.